Hey guys, welcome back to Shay Renee Online, where we discuss reality TV, fitness, and food. So let's stay tuned. And before we go anywhere, I just want to remind y'all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that says it all. Let's do it. All right. So if you guys are new here, you know that this and all of this is just my raggedy ass opinion. Okay. And as we start off every episode, I just want to remind you guys of this right here.
Good for me. That's my opinion. Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you?
And I yell.
Do you not get it? No.
This is just my opinion, and this is the opinion of Shay Renee Online, and nobody else cares. All right, so moving right along. All right, let's talk about these three chicks here, okay? This whole episode was centered around all of their drama, okay? I think the Green Eyed Bandits have it out for Miss Mia Thornton, and I am here for her getting back at them, okay? So, moving right along. Speaking of Miss Mia, this is her candle, and it smells amazing, by the way. All right. Smells good. All right. And it's actually in production, as we can see. And maybe she had the $20,000 that our good friend 50 Degrees must not have had to get her candles going. So that is a candle. It's now produced, and you can go to her website or visit her on Instagram. She has a link in her bio where you can purchase said candle. So that is shady, and I'm moving right along. All right. So the episode opens up with Robin and Giselle meeting for their podcast photo. Okay, so Giselle walks in. She has her friend Cal doing her hairstylist, Cal doing her hair, and she starts to talk about her relationship with Jamal and how the pandemic was the reason why their relationship ended. And Cal quickly, lets her know, listen, relationships can survive throughout the pandemic. Y'all just didn't put enough work in. So clearly it just wasn't worth saving if you guys didn't put the work in to make sure that you can make it throughout the relationship. So Giselle is just staring off in the space like, okay, maybe that is right. Whatever, Giselle. It was the relationship real. Jamal was living in your phone the whole time. Y'all didn't even seem affectionate towards each other. I just think it was a whole load of bull crap, in my opinion. But whatever. Y'all done ended the fuckery and the foolishness. And I'm just done with it. So anyway, moving right along, she talks about Robin and how, they're doing this podcast together and how people, they would do commentary together on Sundays after the episodes, or they would just get on live together throughout the pandemic and talk about various subjects. And people were like, you guys should do a podcast. So they started this podcast, and it's, become popular. So now they're working together in this podcast. But Giselle is leery, like, I don't know how much longer this gonna happen because Robin ass always late, and I ain't got time for it. I got things to do, okay? And she is always late, and I just don't have time for it. So we'll see how long this goes. But the pictures seem to be cute. So then Robin comes moseying on in there, child, and she gets in the midst of the conversation of Jamal with Cal and Giselle, and she's like, yeah, I pretty much figured that this relationship was going to be over, but yeah, that's that. So moving right along, they took their pictures. It was cute, and that's that on that. So the next scene, Ashley and Michael go to a restaurant. Ashley looked like she about to pop, child. She about to birth a balloon, okay, a bowling ball of sorts, a basketball. She's gigantic. She's about to explode. She's about to really erupt, and I don't know how she is still going out in public and doing things, child, because I would be afraid that my good water would break in these public settings, and with COVID going on, there is no way. No way. I would be right up in my penthouse apartment, perched and waiting. Perched and waiting. That's what she said. Perched and waiting. But she's at a restaurant. So Miss Thing is living her best life. So she's, her and Michael discuss, how much he's really been romantic with her and she really appreciates it. And Michael drops what seems to be a bomb the way Ashley responded on her, that he wants to start doing movies. He wants to expand their business and start doing movie productions. And Ashley is like, well, hold on, sir. Let's talk about this, because we need to make sure that we're not liquidating funds to something that is not going to produce a substantial amount of income, because we have two mouths to think of. We have two kids to think of. And something came to me. I'm just like, so Ashley, you keep on. I get it. You're their mother. I get it. Those are your children. But when you married this man, you should also think about his other two children. Most people don't know Michael has two other kids. Okay. They're grown. Okay. I think one is in their 20s and the other one is not quite 20 yet. I'm not sure. I did look it up. I did Google it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I Googled it. I can't remember. But you need to be thinking about them too. Why don't you mention them ever, if ever, or not ever? Why don't you ever mention those children? Because yes, I get it. Your two kids they came out of you, child, and you love them, but you need to love his children too and care about them just as much. Well, you know what? That's debatable. Just care about the other kids, okay? So moving right along. Hopefully Michael, does this production business and do what he wants, child. But what you not about to do is control this man's funds, because he had all these coins before you. Okay. So just because you're trying to save some for you and your kids, just in case he out here, fool la la again. I don't know what to tell you, Ashley, but you need to be mindful of his other children, and that man gonna do whatever he want, because at the end of the day, it's his money. So you just better hope and pray y'all still have some money after he try to go all Hollywood studios on your behind. So the next scene, you see Karen talking to Raven, her daughter, on the phone. Raven lives in New York and she's landed her first executive corporate job. So they're talking about it and celebrating that. Karen is cooking dinner. She done burned the fish, child, but she got some lamb chops going on over there, and she has that put in the oven. They had a good conversation, and Karen tells Raven she need to tell her daddy, Mr. Ray Huger, that he need to upgrade her mama's ring. Okay. And she said not just the band. She wants the whole kit and caboodle. She want the ring upgraded, because they about to have this very, very milestone anniversary. So she feels like the ring should come along with it. And Raven was like, well, why you about to put all that up on me? Like, I'm just a child. I ain't got time for this. I got my own stuff going on here in New York. But I put in a good word for you, mama. I got you covered. So moving right along, Mia is shown popping up at one of her chiropractor centers where she offers services, and she's walking around readjusting, the display information. She's checking on the clients in the system, just making sure the business is making it do what it do with the people that's working there. And she's walking around the facility, and her son calls. Okay. And so she tells him that she's not gonna be able to pick him up. And is he okay with Daddy G, which is her husband, picking him up from whatever event that he was going to be at? So her husband, gets on the phone and he's like, listen, I have no problem with picking him up, but I just want to alert you that he's been pretty disappointed that you've been showing up. This is like the third time you've pretty much blown him off. Now, this is her oldest son, Joshua. Okay. I think he's 13. And, G is basically like, listen, I'm just trying to alert you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything, but I'm just, as your partner, I'm trying to let you know, and don't take it personal, because Mia seemed like she's about to blow up on him. Okay. She's about to get an attitude, child. She's about to be like, listen, when you were doing your business stuff, I didn't make you feel bad. I feel like that all was about to erupt up out of her. But he immediately calmed the situation and said, listen, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just trying to make you aware. And I think that as a good partner, that was a good way for him to do that. You got to let her know, because she don't want to wait years down the line and the boy is doing all this crazy stuff trying to get attention. And then she's just like, well, I never knew that this was going on, or I wish somebody had told me. Well, your husband telling you right now, your son wants attention from you. And at the end of the day, as a mom, sometimes you have guilt because I have a business. I have a fitness business. I have a health and wellness business where I actually hand blend products myself. I have a corporate 9 to 5 job, and I wear many, many hats: mom, wife, businesswoman, employee, sister, friend, daughter. All these good things. And sometimes it's hard to wear all those hats and wear them well. Okay. But where it comes to my son, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that he gets the nurturing and attention that he needs from his mama. And I feel like, Mia deserves to know that. And I hope that she can find a way to balance, being there for her children and being the boss that she is, because it can be done. She just has to figure it out. And it's great that G is actually there to help create that balance with her and that he's willing to be her partner in the situation. So I'm interested to see how that evolves for her. Okay. So moving right along, the next scene shows Robin, Ascala, and Wendy working out with a personal trainer outside in the park. Now, I thought it was interesting that they working out damn side in some coats. What type of working out was y'all really doing? I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know what these workouts was doing. I don't know if y'all was really sweating. I don't know, but that's what they were doing. So the workout concludes, and Candace calls Robin and invites them to a peace out house pajama jam. Candace has sold the townhouse and it's time for her to get up out of there. So she wanted to have the ladies over for one last hurrah. So she invites them over. And she even says that she's going to invite Mia. So Robin talks to her about this text message that happened between her and Mia and Giselle or whatever. So here are the text messages. I'm going to put them right on the screen. Hopefully you guys can see them. Okay. So here's one of the messages where, Giselle is pretty much, no, I'm sorry. Let me go back, y'all. Let me go to the other one. So Giselle asked Mia basically to come hang out with her and Robin to have drinks. And they told her basically in a nutshell, we want to chat with you, get to know you more, but don't bring Karen. Which I get what they were they were trying to be messy, but they could have worded that a lot different. Karen did bring her to the group. So I feel like they should have just been like, hey, we really want to get to know you on a personal level. Can you come out for drinks with us? And I'm sure she would not have brought Karen or whatever the case may be. Here's the second message in the thread. As Mia basically barks back to them and tells them, hey, you can reach out to my assistant because I don't got time to just be talking. Okay. So Robin says back, hi, Mia, I'm quite taken aback by your rude response. Was something done to you that we are not aware of? Is this how you treat people who are trying to get to know you? What am I missing? And she says, hi, Robin, my apologies for the late text, hosting a Sunday dinner for my friends. Giselle, considering my message is directed to you, forgive me if you think I'm being rude. I'm simply being direct. And I get it. Mia is like, ma'am, I don't got time for you and your shenanigans and your foolishness, okay? I've tried to have some discernment with your ass in the beginning, but you just doing too much and I'm just over it, okay? But however, I do think that they both could have handled that situation much differently. But we'll see what happens once this little pajama jam comes up, okay? So moving, I thought it was weird that a scholar says she was like messy Mia. That's what she gonna call her from now on. But I'm like, okay, girl, whatever. Who are you? But moving right along, Karen and Mia meet at Mia's. Karen meets Mia at her penthouse. They discuss the ladies attacking Mia because she is friends with Karen. Okay. Then they discuss Giselle's text, the situation that they just talked about. Robin was talking to Ascala and Wendy and Candace about, and they talked about Mia's reply and all this, that, and the third. And Karen is like, basically, don't worry about that. Just move along to get along. And that's that on that. Okay. And Robin feels like Karen is actually influencing Mia. So I'm just like, Robin, how you going to be talking about somebody influencing somebody when you got your nose so far up Giselle's behind? I don't even know how you can breathe day to day. But I'm just saying, Mia is definitely her own person. Nobody is influencing her. And if y'all haven't gotten that by now, I don't think y'all will ever get to know this girl properly. And that's that on that. So moving right along, Giselle takes Grace to get her test and she fails again. So I feel bad for Grace. Her sisters were in the background seemingly trying to console her, but then they also being little sisters, laugh, trying to fight back the laughter or whatever the case may be. But that has to be hard to experience that on national TV, but it's also very relatable because I don't know about y'all, but I don't think I pass my test on the first time. I don't know, child. I'm old. That was so long ago. I know it didn't take me 4 times. If I did fail, it probably was one time and I went back and got it. And I passed my driving test the first time, I believe. But yeah, everybody goes through things. And I know that had to be difficult for her to experience that on national TV too. So hopefully she passed. Go Grace. Hopefully you pass the next time. And your mama owe you a nice car for having to endure all this agony and her putting it on TV. I'm just saying, milk it for what you can, girl. So anyway, Candace meets up with the producers and records a new song without Chris being with her. So she talked about how there was a previous producer that she was supposed to, link up with, but the stars didn't align for that to work out. And now she's kind of funding all these projects by herself and really trying to get her music career out there. You can say what you want about Candace, but she does have a good voice. I do rather like her singing voice, and I think that she will be successful with that. I think if she, cries a little less and sings more, then she'll be even more likable. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. Moving right along. The next scene is the ladies starting to arrive at Candace's house. Karen ends up being the first person to arrive, and look at what we're doing, fireball shots. Okay, so everybody got to walk in the house and take a fireball shot. Karen didn't want to drink all of hers, but she don't really trust these chicks, so I understand. She said it in the previous season. She don't really want to be getting too tossed up drunk around them because they always judging her, and fireball was one of the first things that they start judging her about. So are you damn right I'm not gonna drink this whole shot. So Karen takes her shot. Next person, Robin comes, and then Karen and Robin are there. So Robin, Karen asked Robin, "Hey, what's up with the wedding planning?" She been asking her that every single time, and Robin is just like, Karen, what in her confessional? Why you worrying about when I'm gonna get married? Like, leave me the hell alone. And Karen is like, listen, I see the forest for the trees, baby girl. You ain't getting married. I know you're not. It took him 5 years to propose to you, Tail. And it's going to take 50 more years for y'all to actually walk down that aisle. And Robin is basically saying, listen, I don't want to have a super spreader wedding. If that's what you want to do with Ray, then y'all more power to you. Do you. I'm going to do me. And that's that on that. Okay. But I'm just like, Robin, didn't your friend Giselle go to a wedding in Atlanta with Cynthia? Did you call her, say she was doing some super spreader stuff? I'm just saying. But, moving right along. Candace, so Giselle walks in and says hello to everyone and says, "Oh, the hater is here," talking about Karen. So Candace and Candace, then they go into talking about how Candace didn't invite Ashley, which I feel like she didn't invite Ashley on purpose. But you know what? Y'all don't like each other, and Ashley, was about to pop, but it also shows in the scene as well, adjacent scene that Ashley's water had broken anyway. So she wasn't about to be, she shouldn't have been at no pajama jam. They would have been having to haul her off to the hospital, child. And that's not a moment that she need to be having with these chicks anyway. Okay. So moving right along, Wendy arrives naked, whatever. She want to make sure everybody see them titties, child. She done paid all that money. She can't put the money into the candles, but she put the money into her titties. Again, visit Mia Thornton's page if you want to get a candle that actually exists. There you go. And I really like it. It smells good. Telling you guys again, shameless plug, Mia Thornton. Okay. So maybe she did have the money because she had her surgeries already. She has the money. She got her candle made. We're still waiting on Wendy's. So there you go. So she's going to show off her titties and her butt until she has a candle. So she does that. Then we have a Scala that comes in, and then last but not least, Mia shows up shortly after. But before Mia comes in, everybody's giving their 2 cents on, the text messages and what happened. Karen lets them know, yes, Mia did tell me about the text messages, and I do think that you both were wrong. I think that, because Giselle brings up, she's like, we weren't trying to be shady towards you. We wanted to get to know her by herself without you. And she was like, yes, I brought your name up because you are the one that introduced her to the group. But I just wanted her to know that I wanted to get to know her as an individual by herself. And Karen was like, okay, I can understand that, but you should have just left my name off the table. Like, you could have done that in a better way. And Giselle's like, don't tell me how I could have did it. Girl, it's the lady is telling the truth, okay? You could have just left her name out of the situation. You did not have to talk about Karen at all, period. Okay? You didn't have to say Karen's name, not one bit. You could have just basically said, like I said before, I want to go out for drinks with you and I want to get to know you. And that's that on that. But you decided to also try to utilize it as a moment to take a jab at Karen. And that's just the truth. Okay? So anyway, Mia shows up and everybody is like coming for her, attacking her with these messages. And then Mia says, "You know what? Now that I'm listening to everybody, you're right." And she's like, why I don't understand why everybody's so upset, but whatever. If you feel like I came at you wrong, I could learn to do a little bit better. So Ascala says, which I thought was really, really wrong. Weird anyway. She says, I can't stand by and be silent. Well, bitch, did anybody ask you to talk? What's your last name? Who are you? We don't even know you yet. Like, you don't even know these ladies. Do you even know Giselle? I mean, we know that you Robin's friend, and Robin is the Tin Man. She stands around, nobody knows her either. We've barely oiled her this season, okay? And you're her friend, so you're just as dry. I don't. Who are you? What do you contribute for you to be saying you can't stand by? Bitch, that's all you being paid to do is stand by. We don't know you, okay? I just feel like in that moment she shouldn't have been speaking yet until and that may be in part the producer's fault, because I feel like they should have given us more of who she is. Like, who is this girl? How did you and Robin become friends? Where did y'all meet? What friends do y'all have in common? Do you know anybody else in the cast? Just I don't really understand their connection besides the fact that they're friends. That's it. You get what I'm saying? So for her to be popping up, and it just seems it's giving, I'm trying to be seen as best as possible. And it's not giving what it needed to give. It's really not. So I just was very confused by her interjecting the way that she did. It was very confusing and borderline annoying, and almost like, why are you here? Who are you? A scholar? Is that how you say your name? Anyway, I've forgotten you already. Moving on. So Mia asked Ascala, how many businesses does she own? Because if she has enough business about herself, then she will realize how annoying it is for somebody to be asking her to come and just hang out for some dinner. So, I mean, for drinks, and be BSing and talking about your friends and doing all. You ain't got time for all of that, and telling you to exclude people. That's basically what she was getting at. I think Mia could have had a better way of, I think that was just her way of telling Ascala she just really need to mind her business. But how many businesses she had, Tin Man Robin, she spoke up and said, why does that make a difference how many businesses she has? And I agree. I don't really think that really makes a difference. People make time for what they want to make time for, and that's just that on that. How many businesses you have doesn't really make it no never mind with the conversation that they were having. But all in all, she agreed that her approach with Giselle, her response from Giselle could have, been different. She's trying to navigate this whole having girlfriends situation and whatnot, and figuring out how to respond the best and just how to move forward. So she apologized. Giselle said, I don't want you to ever send me no shit like that again. Giselle, just accept the apology and move the hell on. God damn, why your light skin ass always got to be doing the most? I just don't understand. Like, she just got to be doing the most all the time. Okay. And forgive me, y'all. Light skin ain't got nothing to do with it. It was just, it just came to me. I love people of all shades. Okay. And I'm just saying. But anyway, Giselle is annoying, and I'm just over it. So moving right along. They go into the next room and play Never Have I Ever. Okay. So in them saying never have I ever, they asked, a question was asked, have you ever had a threesome? So Mia says, yes, I've had a threesome and I didn't really participate though, but I watched, she watched her and her husband do the do. Her husband do the do with the chick or whatever, which, you know what, more power to you, Mia. You know what I love about Mia? Mia gonna tell you all the tea before you can find it out. And if you so basically, like if they were to find some dirt on her, I feel like Mia would probably be like, yeah, I did that. Yeah. Okay. What you want to do? What you want to say about it? Like she is unapologetic about her exact existence. Like, and I think that really bothers these busybody chicks. Like they are just so uptight. And I feel like Mia is like, listen, I don't really care what y'all think about me. This is my life. This is what I'm going to be doing. And I don't really care what nobody thinks. And it really, really burns their grits, that grinds their gears, that she don't care what they think about her. And I think that makes for her being an amazing housewife, because all that, bullying one person throughout the whole season because it's some secrets you have about them and all of that, that's out the window with her. Cause she like, oh yeah, that's not what we about to do. Cause the way I'm set up, that ain't happening. And I love it. I love every single solitary second of it. Okay. There was another question asked, but I can't remember what the question was. But of course, Mia drank again. Apparently, whatever it was, she did it, child. And they just be looking at her like, okay, well, we can't shit on the girl because she don't care. So whatever. And I just found it interesting. They did talk about the clit surgery again. Um, she said, well, I did want to let you guys know that that's actually vaginal rejuvenation. And the other, that I didn't get like mainly on my clit or whatever. And the other people like, oh yeah, we know what that is. We've had that or whatever. And I'm just like, y'all are so concerned with this girl's coochie. Like, let her and her clit and her bodily parts, let them do what it's gonna do, child. Leave her alone. I'm just saying. But moving right along. The next episode, it seemed like, Karen and Giselle on each other again, child. Giselle is reaching for the stars, just reaching, trying to get at Karen. And Karen probably gonna shut her down again. Cause Giselle and her little dry reads, child. I don't know. But anyway, all right, y'all. That's what I gotta say. That's it. And that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like this video, and set that notification button for the next time that I will be hopping on to Great Show Presence. And I appreciate every single view and every single person that subscribes to my channel. Peace out. See you next time.